Good morning, or as they apparently say around here, Guten Morgen, because as you can clearly see, I'm in Switzerland. Yeah, could have chosen a better time to come here. I'm apparently on the peak of Niederbauern above Emmetten. My German pronunciation wasn't even good when I sort of knew German. It's definitely not good with Swiss German. So I found a trail that goes for about 5 or 6 miles or so around these peaks. Should take about 4 or 5 hours. And apparently it's good for wildlife. And I have seen some birds. In fact, there are a couple of little birds over there somewhere. But as I can't see more than about 15 metres from my face, this might not be very successful. Oh well, we'll see, I guess. I think that means that this is the wildlife reserve. Oh well, we'll find out, I guess. What are fairly obvious reasons I don't normally wear a fluorescent orange hat when doing wildlife photography, but I don't know this area. I have literally no visibility whatsoever, and I'm a little bit worried about getting lost. So I think it's acceptable. It's also very damp. This is effectively a cloud, and yeah, I don't want to really get soaking wet. Although I am still wearing shorts, which may seem illogical, but this is effectively 100% humidity, and I am quite warm. I can certainly hear a lot of birds around this way, but yeah, not sure I'm going to get any decent photos of them. I think my better hope is to look for something bigger, like the big horned mountain goats they have around here. But we'll see, I guess. Apparently there might be some sort of refreshments available up here, which seems slightly bizarre. We don't tend to have that in the UK. We don't have that many restaurants on the tops of mountains. So I think this is something like 1,000 metres up. Not too sure. I did think about hiking up it, but considering that there's a few hundred metres of climb and descent on this route anyway, I felt that might not be the best choice. Hooray, you can see a bit of it. Welcome to Switzerland. I hope this isn't all I see. It's not bad. I've seen a few birds. I have no idea what they are, and I didn't get any good photos, but I'll chuck one up on the screen anyway, because I'll find out what it is later. I know nothing about alpine birds in this area, or any area, because I don't live in such a region. But the weather's been quite interesting in that the clouds are essentially rolling past sometimes, and it suddenly clears up. I did see a bird of prey, I think, from a distance as it disappeared into the fog. It was only a small one anyway, not a golden eagle, which would be very exciting. It's about 3 hours away to get to Stockhütte. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it, which is where I'll be descending back down to Emmetten. But it's probably going to take me longer than that because I'm going to be faffing around taking photos and doing this. Back into the fog. I'm starting to get a slightly better idea of exactly where I am, as in terms of scenery. as the wind blows it away, it's certainly rather striking. If nothing else, the ridiculous amount of cloud does make for nice photos. I haven't seen much by way of mammals yet. I was hoping to see some of the big goat things that I've totally forgotten the name of. But oh, there's another bird that I've spooked. Unfortunately, they're like skylarks. They may even be a form of skylark. I don't really know. They make the similar sort of noises. But they hang out in the grass until I walk slightly too close, and then they take off, which is less than ideal. God, that's a good looking mountain, that. I hope that's not the one that I'm going up. Yeah, it's not bad, I guess. It's quite brisk. Ooh, it's not as steep as the last bit. Oh, God. Yes, the mountain that I was hoping I didn't have to go up is in fact the one I have to go up. But I have just seen a big bird of prey in the distance. So, not too sure what it was. I only took some quick photos because it went by quite fast. Might have been an eagle. Maybe I'll see it again. But I think I'm actually have to put my cameras away to climb this next bit because it's looking quite steep. And I'm lightly dying. But I think I'm nearly there. I mean, oh my God. I'll write down how tall this place actually is later. It's quite muddy underfoot as well, which is a bit of a problem. As I chose to wear my boots, the squeaky boots, for ankle support. But they're quite old, so the tread is quite low on them. Oh. I guess there's a few mountains around it. A group went past me a little while ago and said that mountain's the one to be on to see the goats. Oh, not doing that. This way it is. See what else I can find. Nothing else, it's a stunning view. Almost enough to make you want to pay more attention to landscape photography. So I'm nowhere near the peak. You know what? I take issue with this. I've no idea if I've put out my previous video or not, because I didn't really see anything when I was filming it. But in that, I mentioned for the first time that I've just bought a new bag, which I bought kind of for this trip, which is a Shimoda Action X50. I don't know if you can see it. Oh, interesting bird. Well, that's pretty typical. The moment I stopped to actually do any filming, I see a small bird of prey come over. He's sort of circling back round. I might stand a chance of getting a photo. He did come quite close, but I missed that. Trying to do YouTube videos does make it harder to do bird photos. Just gives you an extra thing to be doing at the same time. I'm going to put this down and see if I can spot him now. Nope, I think I lost him. Never mind. Maybe I'll see him again. I've seen a lot of birds of prey today, to be fair. Far more than I ever do over my way. But the only problem being that they're moving exceptionally fast. And I'm just not really knowledgeable about where they're going to be or how they're going to move. It's a hell of a view here, though. Don't know if this will... It's all right. I was expecting it to be much wetter than this, but once you pass up through the clouds, it's not bad at all. It's just slightly muddy underfoot. It's not too bad. Right, well, I'm now on the first main descent, so I climbed to the highest point of this trail that I'm walking, and I've now got a long descent. I actually don't like descents. They hurt my knees more than an ascent does. So I've got quite a long descent for an hour or so, I think, and then I've got another climb. And then another descent. Supposedly it'll only take about 2.5 hours from this point, so we'll see. Back in time for another lunch, perhaps. But we are well above the clouds up here at the moment, and it is still quite magnificent. I've descended back down into the cloud level again, and it's nice. It's much cooler. It's like a cooling spray like you get in hot countries on bars outside. But still haven't seen much more by way of wildlife since I came down off the peak. I think the birds up the top were probably going to be the highlight, but the scenery is lovely. So I've been alternating between the two cameras. The S5 for some and the OM-1 for others. I'll be curious to see if there's much of a difference when the photos come out. I'm using a very tiny 35 to 100 Panasonic lens on the OM-1 for landscape shots that was recommended in the comments, and yeah, it seems really good so far. It's not watertight though, so hopefully the rain stays off. It's a very bizarre image, this. It's kind of like something out of a horror movie, but it doesn't have that feeling. It's more like being in some sort of German folk tale, but a lovely place for a walk for the day. It's not very often that I see like picture perfect mushrooms, but I suppose this is the place for them. I think I'm probably going to sit down for a break fairly soon. I did stop for lunch earlier, but do have some chocolate to get through at least. But I'll use that time to recharge the Rode microphones a little bit. I don't know why they claim that you get 7 hours out of it. I don't. Wondering if having the onboard recording function going drains the battery much faster. I mean, it probably does. That would make sense. But I don't know. Maybe I should have actually read the manual. I can hear lots of little birds, but with such strong fog, well, it's technically cloud, I guess, my chances of actually spotting them are quite low. I think they're up in the trees. I have some regrets, and not just the colour of the socks. I did just see a small bird briefly. Of course it would be when I had my boots off. Never mind. You like this very exciting camera angle? Feels a bit decadent eating Lindt chocolate on top of a mountain in Switzerland, but I assume this is what all the locals do. Okay. I think my microphone batteries need charging, so this next bit will be a musical interlude. We're getting there. Right, the microphones are charged somewhat, and you find me at the bottom of the last climb, which is up that way. It's about 300 meters, I believe. Since I last had the microphone on, I've been over some fairly scary bits of terrain. I must admit, there's a few rockfall areas and waterfalls and things. I mean, they're scary for me. I live in Wales. Our mountains are very humble. But I haven't seen much by way of any wildlife. I've heard a few birds. Apparently there's quite a few different species around here. Supposedly there's some type of black grouse, I think, but I've seen no trace of those. I did originally hope that I would see some of the big goat things, whose name I'll put up because I don't remember what they are. As you can see, it is extremely cloudy around here. As I'm down in the valley at the moment, I'm hoping that as I go up this last incline that I'll pop back out the top of the clouds again. But it's been a really, really nice hike either way. Where I was earlier, I was running into quite a lot of people, but I haven't seen anyone in about an hour now, which is fine. It's only 2:45, and there's about an hour left, so I'm not too worried. I'm not going to be hanging around too much looking for photos now. I definitely don't want to be up here in the dark, and I don't think there's a huge amount of wildlife opportunities, and the landscapes also are not really very visible right now. So for anybody curious about which route this is, I'll put the details below, but it's a circular trail, which are my favourite types of trails, starting at Emerton. It takes about an hour to get to Emerton from Lucerne, but it's extremely easy because the trains work. I took a trolley bus to a train to a bus, and there were 5 minutes between each, and there was not a single problem. Nothing was late, nothing was early. I like it. I don't like the food prices here. I like the trains. I'll do a proper review of it later, but I am absolutely loving this bag. It's very comfortable considering the weight in it. I have my clothes and everything for this week in there as well. And I've been wearing it all day, and it's basically fine, which for a camera bag is essentially astonishing. One of the main reasons this bag is so comfortable is that the harness is extremely adjustable, particularly in terms of torso height, which is a problem for me because I have quite a short torso and quite long legs. And this is the first camera bag I've ever had that's adjustable in that way. So great job, Shimoda. I like it. It is actually quite comfortable. That's pretty magic. I don't actually even know where I came through these. Somewhere around the side of this one, I think. Bloody hell. I must admit, when I first got here yesterday, I thought, yeah, it's all right. It's like a bigger Wales. I was slightly mistaken. So that is where I came from. Over there somewhere is where I started, and down there, up over there, and then off down around the valley. Not bad. I'm nearly there. It's a good hike. Combination of quite damp and surprisingly warm, but because it's autumn, I'd say it's about as good as it gets and basically perfect for hiking. I would not want to do this in summer. Oh. Almost at the top. I can see the cable car. Oh, and a bird. I'm taking my glasses off at the moment because I'm so physically hot and the humidity here is so high that the moment I hold a camera up to my face, they fog up entirely, which isn't ideal. Those small birds are interesting. I don't know what they are. I know absolutely nothing about the birds of this region, so if I get a good photo, I'll chuck it up and see what the name is. I'll look it up later. They're very cute though. I think they're the ones I heard this morning when I was first setting off, but couldn't really see them through the fog. So, nice to catch up with them. But I have, as of yet, seen no foxes or red fox. Guessing that's red fox, if that makes sense. Yeah, none of those yet, sadly. Right, I think I'm about 2/3 of the way up the final climb, and I was delayed somewhat by the amazing view, but then it's just a descent down to the chairlift, not chairlift, it's just a descent back to the gondola that'll take me back, and then I need a shower. Seen some very tempting streams to throw myself into on this route. Nearly there. Rather nice woodland here. Nature reserve. Kind of wish I cared at this point. I'm so tired. Right. I'm giving up with the video here. I have been walking for about 5 hours and I don't think the view will get much better than that. Also, I've only got about an hour to get to the gondola station to get back down, or I will be stuck 1,500 meters up in the air, or whatever this is, 1,000 meters. I have no idea anymore. I kind of lost track of where I am. I physically cannot fit the scenery in a 20mm frame, and that's the widest lens I have. So you've just got a small glimpse of it, if nothing else. I started over on that mountain on, it's very hard to do this from far away, I can't see anything. Somewhere over here. And walked up to the peak that's out of shot over there, and then down and across and around the valley. I will link it down below for anyone who wants to do it. Apparently you can cycle up to this panorama point, as a guy did on an e-bike a few minutes ago, which was rather galling. It took him maybe 5 minutes to get up the section that's taken me the last 45. Thank you for watching. Until next time. Now I've got to get a wheel on, or I'm not going to get back down.